Apple just lost control of the App Store. This is breaking news that is super positive for developers like you and I who are building mobile apps in the App Store. It used to be that all developers had to go through the in-app subscription or in-app purchase payment processing system required by Apple. Apple would take between 15% and 30% of all purchases, and if you tried to use a payment processor like Stripe or take users out of the app to make a purchase, Apple would reject your app. Apple is a monopoly at its finest. They know they control the developer ecosystem, they control the iPhone itself, they control the distribution of your apps, and they control how your app is made. But now, a judge just blew up Apple's control. In the Epic vs. Apple case, today, literally today, April 30th, the judge ruled that effective immediately, Apple is no longer allowed to collect fees on purchases made outside of apps and blocks the company from restricting developers from where they can point users to make purchases. Apple says it will appeal the order, but for now, it is standing as it is, and this is super exciting for developers because you can now make 15 to 30% more money because Apple will not require you to transact with them. And then the money that you are saving can now be funneled back into top of funnel marketing. And this will promote more advertising, more marketing, more margin for you as the developer to take home more money and not pay Apple every single dollar that you make. I imagine there will be some middle ground that's met over time. This is not going to end this way. Apple will not stop fighting because this is extremely bad for their P&L, for their stock price, for the overall financial outlook of the company because they make a lot of money from services and software. Hardware is their loss leader into acquiring users for their ecosystem because you buy an iPhone once for $1,000. Their margin on the iPhone isn't that great. They might make $300 or $400 off the iPhone, but they are literally making 30% of every single purchase that happens across pretty much 5 billion iPhones that are out there. I'm pretty sure there's 5 billion iPhones that are out there. How many iOS users in the world? Sorry, 1.38 billion iPhone users, which is a ton of iPhone users, but they're making 30% of every single transaction that happens on the App Store of those 1.38 billion iPhones. So this is incredible news because the app market has always been hard to get into because of the margins and because of how expensive it is to market. But now with more margin, you can actually get your app running because now Apple's not taking 15 to 30%. And we can confidently now use web checkouts and be able to send people directly through the web purchase flow. I found the news out because I got an email from Revenue Cat today. Revenue Cat sent out an email to all customers saying that Apple must allow iOS apps in the United States to collect external payments and cannot charge a fee when users buy off app. So via Revenue Cat, you can now send US users to your own checkout. You can keep 100% of revenue on the transactions, and Apple cannot interfere with your design, placement, or copy. So Revenue Cat is the payment processor provider that we use when we build apps at Ambitious Labs. When we teach our builders how to create their subscription-based apps or apps that charge users money, we use Revenue Cat. So Revenue Cat just launched a new web paywall button that allows you to jump users to a Revenue Cat hosted paywall that's on web, meaning you do not have to use the in-app subscriptions. You can now send people out of your app. So here's the web paywall button that they just launched. This is literally all brand new news yesterday. So you can come into here and now you can see, you can hit subscribe now, which will use the in-app purchase system, or you can say join directly and save, or start free and save 30%. So this is extremely bad for Apple, but so cool for us. I don't imagine it will stay this way. I do expect things to change because Apple won't want developers just to say, hey, bypass us and save 30%. They're probably going to make some middle ground here that allows users to kind of more slyly do this. But it's never been a better time to build an app. It's never been a better time to be monetizing an app and have an app in the store. I'm about to start firing up $5,000 a month worth of TikTok and TikTok and Meta ads for my Closer Academy app. We just brought on a performance marketing manager, and I'm really excited because now my return on ad spend has just increased 15% immediately, and I can take that 15% and funnel it right back into more users. And I'm really, really excited about it. So if you're thinking about building an app or you have one in the store, take advantage of this. This is extremely bullish for Apple. It's extremely bullish for app developers, bearish for Apple. But honestly, competition is needed in the marketplace, and I'm really excited that they're starting to decouple. And I'm really excited to see our government at work here doing something that's good for the community and good for entrepreneurs at the bottom level. I'm just like you. I come from a small town, and it's not fair that these trillion-dollar companies, Apple is over $1 trillion market cap, have so much control over somebody like me just trying to make a living, somebody like you trying to make a living through apps. So really, really cool to see that trickle down all the way from the trillionaires to us as, indie app developers and startup founders. So cool. You were the first one to find out about this. Go take advantage of it. Start building your app, and good luck monetizing. Take care.